guys, today I'm here with my best friend Daley.
Hi.
She just created a new account. She used to be 15 Lucky Charms. Then she was Daley's Daily Vlogs. Now she's Miss Daily King.
I'm so sorry.
You know what? This is the final one. It's good. It has a great username. All is well in the world. Go check it out. Linked below. Please subscribe. It would mean the world to me and to her. So go check out her channel. But today we are going to be talking about high school freshman year advice, and we're gonna have it in two sections because this ended up being a crazy long video.
So long.
So the first part on my channel is going to be about academics, and the second part about life, which actually is personally my favorite part, is going to be on Daley's channel.
It's very inspiring.
You will be inspired, so make sure
Please
you go check
watch
it out. Like seriously, it's gonna be linked to the end of the video. All you have to do is click the little thumbnail thing that's hanging out there. Go check that out, and we hope that it helps you. But before we get into this video, we want to take a quick walk down memory lane to our freshman year of high school. I think our biggest thing that we wanted to say was freshman year does matter.
I think it's like you get kind of dismissed this by your parents or by people if you're doing badly and they want to like cheer you up. They're like, freshman year doesn't matter. Like they cut you some slack. No, it matters. It counts just as much for your GPA as other classes.
You didn't do so well in your freshman year and you're watching this video crying to yourself. Hold up, like they do look for improvement, but if you're going into your freshman year, don't go in it with the mentality that like, oh, I can start here and it doesn't matter, because it will be a transition. Yeah, it's gonna be a transition. It's gonna be hard. Maybe you won't get perfect grades, but don't let that be an excuse for you to slack off.
And just like on a more positive note, I think I didn't realize how much your grades could help too. We got so many like merit scholarships just from getting good grades, and I mean if you put in the effort, colleges will acknowledge it later on. You
want to start strong your freshman year because a lot of times your freshman year classes are going to be a lot easier than your
and they can be kind of like your cushion.
Exactly. So if you get a 4.0 your freshman year,
that's awesome.
That's awesome. You're set. And if you don't, like that's okay. You can move up. But try going in with it with your best attitude, with your best effort, and really try to move up from there. Don't let the failures that you have become the things that define you. Don't let them set you back. The hardest classes that I struggled the most in ended up being some of my favorite classes because it was the points in time when I proved to myself that I could do anything.
And now college is too easy for all.
I mean, it's just like when you really apply yourself, even if you spend hours on something and still end up with a bad grade, you move on from there. It's not going to define your entire experience. I did so badly in my AP Physics class my senior year. It was the struggle of a lifetime. On my first couple, I remember
being sleeping over at her house on a school night one night, and she was like up till like 12 studying.
I killed myself for this class, but when I would get those A's on tests, like from then on, I was so, I cried. I would be so proud of myself.
And that teacher, like, she got some mad respect from that teacher.
Yeah, and it's like when you go in and you put in the effort, especially when you're struggling, the teacher sees that. They don't just ignore the fact that you are taking time out of your life to come and seek help when you're struggling. They notice that.
I feel like this just leads into the point about respecting your teachers. Obviously, don't be a kiss up because no one likes those kids, but I mean, it's much better, but it's much better to have a good relationship with your teachers than try to be the cool kid or the kid that makes people laugh. Like, obviously, if that's your personality, you know, then you're gonna make people laugh no matter what, but don't be rude to teachers. It breaks my heart when people are mean to teachers because teachers do not get paid enough time. Their time is not valued enough, and it's your job as a student to value their time. They're there for you.
Exactly. I think it's like ridiculous when students go in with the mentality that the teachers are there against them, because it's just not true. They wouldn't wake up every morning, kill themselves making lessons plans, coming to school, teaching class after class after class if they didn't want the students to succeed. I don't think there has ever been a teacher on this planet who has walked into a class, well maybe there has been, but you know what, probably not in your high school, who's walked into a classroom and been like, I want my children to fail. Like, they're there for you, they want to help you, and if you take the time to respect them and ask them for help if you're not doing well, they're gonna be there, and they're gonna, if they can't do it, they'll refer you to someone who can.
And I just remember this amazing teacher that I did have, and I was so like, she knew me really well because I participated in her class, and one day I was just having a really, really bad day, and at the end of class she was like, are you doing okay? Like, I noticed that, and that was just the most amazing feeling because, and that same teacher, like, that was my freshman year, and that same teacher we kept in contact with all up until senior year, and I just had like a mental breakdown one day, and she was like, let's go get a cupcake. And I will never forget that teacher. She just like made such an impact in my life, and I just think that, I don't know, teachers, I get so upset when people are like, well, like, it's okay to give this teacher a hard time, like that's what they signed up for. That's not what they signed up for. They're there to inspire you and to teach you, and I don't know, I just have such respect for teachers. And on another note, not to sound like an ulterior motives at all, but I mean, this does happen when you do apply to colleges. You need letters of recommendation. And if you have those strong relationships with those teachers, it's not going to be awkward when you ask for your letter of recommendation, or they're going to want to write you. I had a teacher that really wanted to write a letter of recommendation, and it's just, that's such an amazing feeling, and knowing that your letter of recommendation is in safe hands is also really comforting.
Moving on to grades, because that is kind of what we've skipped over since we've been kind of on the academics, which is a big part of academics.
It is.
I think the biggest thing freshman year is it is a big transition. A lot of times in middle school you don't have homework. We did, but the school my dad teaches at they don't give homework.
They don't do homework.
They don't do homework. And so that could be a big change. Maybe you've never had to do tests before. Yeah, it's a big transition. So first step, before you enter the doors of high school, buy a planner. Do not enter high school without a planner, because it will save your life. Like, it is so important to have. It will keep you organized. You can write your extracurriculars, your homework for every night, the dates of tests, the dates of big assignments, all those things that you're going to need. You need to have a planner to do. Freshman year is your time to experiment. That's why they say they want to see improvement from freshman year. It's your chance to figure out what subjects you are going to need more help in, what study techniques work for you, how much extracurricular activities you can handle on top of your homework. Like, it's your time to experiment. So really, like, try out different study techniques, make flashcards. We'll do a whole video. I've done a whole video on flashcards. I'll have my study techniques tips video linked below, because I live for study flashcards. But figure out what way to study for tests works for you, and get that down so that your sophomore, junior, and senior year you can build off of that.
Yeah, and I think a really important thing to start learning earlier rather than later is delayed gratification. Don't let yourself watch that TV show or 2 hours of The Bachelorette before you start your homework. Like, do your homework. You can reward yourself with
afterwards.
Yeah.
Keep your old work until the end of the year. I talked about this in my study habits video type thing, which again will be linked below. But you really want to keep your old work, because it's going to help you to go back and study in the future. If you can refer to old notes, things like that, don't just throw them away. Get organized, get somewhere to file them, things like that. And if you have some work that you're really proud of, an essay or something, keep it. Even if you're not particularly proud of it, but you think the research might be good, keep it, because you could refer back to it.
I totally use old research papers now in college as some of my favorite research papers. I just go back and look at the references and look at like my thesis, and you can get re-inspired by work that you feel you put a lot of effort into and that maybe got a good grade, or even if it didn't get the best of grade, if you were inspired by it, keep it.
And our very last thing for the academic section is take criticism well. Don't shut down because of it. I think I talked about this a bit before. That teacher sucks because they didn't like my paper. Yeah, there's a reason that you didn't get a good grade. There's like, it's really rare for a teacher to grade arbitrarily. It does happen. Some teachers pick favorites, things like that. But at the end of the day, you could have probably done more. There's never a point when it's like, well, I was absolutely flawless. There's nothing they can say about it. Perfection doesn't exist. There's always something you can change, even if it's a matter of opinion. And that's just a place where you have to talk to the teacher and you can argue your case. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself as long as you're doing it in a respectful manner. So we hope you guys enjoyed this portion of the video. Go check out the life section on her channel, because like I said, I think it has some really good tips about freshman year, things that you should really hear and understand. Make sure to subscribe to her channel because she's awesome. And see you guys in my next video. Bye!